Yo, 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 how y'all doing? Name's Zekus Chan, and this is gonna be my very first art tutorial for you guys. I know, it's about time I did one, right? It's been a long time coming, but this is gonna be a simple one. I'm just gonna show you guys how to do a quick and easy glow effect for whatever character you're trying to make in Clip Studio Paint. I'm gonna be using Clip Studio Paint specifically, but some of these techniques may apply to other art programs depending on what you use. But for here, I'm specifically using Clip Studio Paint because that's my program of choice, to make digital art. Now, before we get into this, layers are important. I just want to get that out of the way right now. I don't want to be using any complex words, just want to be straight to the point. Layers are your friend. Layers are your best friend. Layers are your family member, your dear family member. Layers are your Buddhist monk that will represent you in your next life. Layers are that important when it comes to digital art. If you're trying to do an entire piece all in one layer, it ain't gonna end well for you. Let me tell you that from experience. If you're trying to edit specific things for your piece when you're in the editing process, or if you're trying to do some finishing touches, if you have everything on one layer, it's just gonna make things more difficult. Have everything that you need to in separate layers. It makes things so much easier. I'm telling you, please. Layers are important. Separate layers are important. They're going to be especially important for what we're going to be doing here today. Now, for the subject, we have the lovely and beautiful Princess Rosalina from the Mario franchise, and from one of my favorite games of all time, my favorite Mario game of all time, Super Mario Galaxy. You see here she's holding a triple moon from Mario Odyssey, which is another one of my favorite Mario games. Mario Odyssey is really, really good. Highly recommend Galaxy though. But for here today, we're gonna give her a bit of a glow up to showcase, her power, her magic, so to speak. Now, for this, you can follow along with me. If you're just learning Clip Studio Paint, this is gonna be pretty simple. You can follow along with me if you do so choose. If you do decide to follow along, the color for the aura, it's up to you. You can use whatever you want. For me, I'm going to be doing light blue because I feel it matches like Rosalina's magic and her power per se. Light blue kind of represents Rosalina. You can even see from her dress, So, and it really depends on how detailed, how vibrant do you want your glow effect to be. Now, for this demonstration, I'm going to be using 3 layers. Now, the first layer is going to be, because for the main color, you want to brighten it up a bit. So for the first part of the glow effect that we're going to be doing, we're going to be using the color white. It's going to be pretty simple. So for the glow effect, all of the layers with your glow effect need to be below the layer that you're trying to glow up. So all the layers pertaining to the glow effect need to be behind or below Rosalina, for example. So what we're going to do here is we're going to select the layer that has the coloring for Rosalina. So we're going to do that. We're going to do select. Well, we're going to do layer, my bad. We're going to do layer. We're going to go to where it says selection from layer, and we're going to do create selection. Selects it right there. Now, you could do the wand tool. That could be good as well, but I mean, I'll show you, if you end up doing the wand tool, you would have to do an extra step, which involves you to just invert the selected area, and then you'll get the same result, but that just involves an extra step, which is kind of unnecessary. So usually what I like to do is just go to the layer menu from the top bar of the program. Just go selection from layer and then create selection. Now what I'm going to be doing is for the very first layer, we're going to be doing white. So you can do either a pencil tool. I like to use pen tools because, that's usually what I like to do. So we're going to use the character white. Now before we do that, we're going to increase it because we wanted to outline the character. We want to outline Rosalina. So we're going to expand the selected area. So as we see right here, Now you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. I recommend, especially for this resolution of this entire piece. I mean, 4 should be good, right? Yeah, I think for this one, yeah, we'll do 4 for this specific layer. So what we're going to do is, yeah, we're going to color it in right here. If you want to speed it up a bit, since the brush tip is like 80, you can just do like 2000, the highest one, and then you just get it down right here. Now, you want to make sure that everything is even. Even in the bottom here. Oh, well, I mean, it depends on what you do for the bottom, but we won't worry about that for this demonstration. But point is, you want to make sure it's the selection is covered all the way with the color of your choosing. So we're going to deselect here. We're going to go select, deselect. And what we're going to be doing here is, because we want to give it that faded glow effect, what we're going to do is we're going to go to filter, and we're gonna blur it up a bit. So we're going to go filter, we're going to go blur, and we're going to go pick Gaussian blur, which basically does as you would expect it to be, you know. Just give it like a faded blur to whatever layer of your choosing. So you can do whatever strength you want. That is up to you. We're gonna use. We'll keep it at 17. I think that's a good amount. 17.82. That's a good amount. That's a good amount. All right. So we got a good start here. That's showing off a piece of, you know, of that magical power that Rosa has, that emanates within her. Now, if you want to keep it simple, you can stop right there easily, but we're not going to do that. We're going to add layers. You know, think of it like Shrek. You know, ogres have layers. Art pieces, when it comes to digital art, have layers. I mean, art pieces in general have layers, but you get what I mean. So, next, we're going to go to our second layer. We decided for Rosa, we're going to be doing light blue. So, we're going to be doing just that. So, we're going to be doing just as we did before. We're going to select the layer. I like to press the layer menu on top of the screen. Selection from layer. And then create selection from there. Yeah. Now for the second layer, we are going to increase the selection. So for the white layer, that we did expansion width of 4, we're going to be going to 8, or we can do 6. Actually, that should be enough. Let's try 6 and see how it goes. You can do 6 or you can do 8. Well, I think we'll do 8 here, just so it properly covers. So we're going to do light blue. We're just going to, yeah, light blue, because we're not going to do specifically turquoise. We'll just do light blue. Yep. Cover that all up there. We'll deselect here. And we'll do the same thing as we did with the first part of the, with the first layer. We'll do a Gaussian blur. We'll do 18, so we'll do 7, let's keep it around 17. Let's keep it around 17. Yeah. Alright. So we see that our aura here is looking a little bit nice. It's looking a little bit crisp, a little bit more magical. See, the power of layers is important because it really brings out, like, it's like just one layer just changes the entirety. It just gives the glow more intensity, you know? That's the power of layers. That's why I say layers are your friend. Layers are your best friend. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do the third layer. Now, the purpose of the third layer is to bring out the second layer more. So we want to bring out the light blue color of the layer a little bit more. So what we're going to do is going to do the same as before. Select, selection from layer, create selection. And we're going to be doing, we did 6 for, yeah, we did 4 for the first one, and then we did expansion width of 8 for the second one. So we're going to do expansion width of 12 for this layer. Yeah, keep it like that. And we have light blue here for the second layer. And what we're going to do is, Also, by the way, you know, naming your layers, by the way, is also important. But let's say if you're working on like a personal thing, I mean, if you feel like if you don't feel you need to name your layers, it's up to you. But like, it helps to organize. Me, I forget that from time to time, but like, yeah, it helps to organize. So we're actually going to be doing a darker shade of blue to bring out the light blue here. So we'll go with this we'll go with this shade of blue right here. Oh, look at that. Already, the volume of the glow is looking chef's kiss so far. Yeah, so we'll do that. And we'll do a little bit more of a darker one. But yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's looking mighty, mighty crisp. Fantasy-like, even. And we'll do the same thing as we did before. We're gonna do blur. We're gonna press Gaussian blur with the filter, and do the same thing. We'll do the same thing right here. You can do 19, or you can do whatever strength of blur that you want. That's completely up to you. But we'll do this right here, and yeah. And look at that. Simple, quick, easy. That took like 11 minutes. You know, that took like 11 minutes to do. Now, if you want to, we'll do something. We'll do a bonus thing here before we kind of like cap this quick tutorial off. This was supposed to be a pretty simple thing. If you want to add, now the thing about, you know, glow is you can really customize it. It depends. I mean, it's up to you. But let's say if we want to do, let's take the droplet for example. Let's say droplet tool. These are the base selections for the airbrush, by the way. All the tools that I'm using to create this are like from like the default tools that come with Clip Studio. We're not using any like custom tools or like, you know, assets that other people made. These we're making this. We made this basically from the default tools. So, but we're gonna do a little bit of bonus here. Let's say if I want to. Yeah, so we're gonna outline this around Rosa, because why not? You'll see what you'll see the reason why in a second. So we're gonna cover this right here. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Now we'll see. You're gonna see a reason why we're gonna be doing this. Now we're gonna go filter. We're gonna go to blur, and we're gonna be doing motion blur instead of Gaussian blur. You can see why. You can see already why I'm deciding to do this. Now you can edit whatever angle you want. I'm gonna be using like negative 90 degrees so that it appears like it's going up. You can even alter the direction as well if you want to do forward, backward, or even like both directions if you really want to. It depends on what you want to do and the type of character piece that you're making, or type of piece in general that you're making. So we'll do that right here, and we'll kind of have it blend in a bit here. So we could do this, and then we can pick one of the blending tools here. We can do glow dodge, and look at that. Look at that. Giving that a more mystical feel with the glow dodge, literally blending in with the colored portions of the glow, and just look at that. Look at that already. And especially when you're trying to add the finishing touches to your glow, like the blending modes especially, I highly recommend glow dodge. But if you want to go like, say, like add glow for example, you could do that as well. It depends on what effect you want to do, or if you want to do add glow for example. Oh, that was the wrong one. My bad. If you want to do add, well, not really. I mean, add glow. Okay, not really. Okay, never mind. Glow dodge. Glow dodge is perfect. Glow dodge is great. At least for this particular example. But look at that. Literally brings out your glow just so much more. But yeah. this is a pretty simple. This is a pretty simple tutorial. Again, TLDR, layers are important. For this one, we used a white layer, a layer of the color white, a layer of light blue, and a layer of dark blue in descending order. So white first, then light blue, then dark blue. Yeah, and that only took like 10, 11 minutes. It doesn't really take very long. It's pretty easy, pretty simple, and pretty fun as well. And then once you get comfortable with that, you'll start to get into, you start to get to customize a little bit, start to experiment. Like you see here, what I did with the droplets. I based what me, doing it all around Rosa, then using the glow dodge tool to have it blend in with the aura itself to give it a really, really cool effect here. So, but yeah. That's basically it. That was pretty simple. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want more art tutorials like this, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This was my first one, so kind of on the cuff here, but I'll be sure to keep things more organized as I make more of these. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you learned something. And I will see you all later. Y'all take care. Yeah.